Nostalgia can be explained by a lot of things. It can almost relate to anything you can think of, defined as a sentimental longing or wistful affection for the past, typically for a period or place with happy personal associations. Now, nostalgia has so many meanings to me, and you can feel it in so many ways. For me, it's usually just playing retro games or any game I played when I was younger. The feeling comes at me in so many ways, but there's always this somber tone to it. For me, it's almost like a longing for home, a memory of how everything once was, I guess. Nostalgia to me can be almost anything, as I said before. To me, it can be a sight, a song, hell, even just a smell. It's an amazing feeling, and sometimes just reminiscing on the old days can get me through so much. Now, I'm not trying to make this into a sob story, but usually I tend to go through a decent amount because I'm thinking too much, but my way of brightening my mood and pulling through the day is just going back to a game I played when I was younger, or just listening to the soundtrack. I remember waking up early to turn on the GameCube before I went to school, to play a competitive match against the CPU in Kirby Air Ride, and how I used to get bullied by my brothers in the game where they would just run me over nonstop to piss me off. Even though it upset me at the time, that's the thing that manages to cheer me up when I'm at my lowest points. All the countless bickering over who's the better character in Super Smash Bros. Melee. In some ways, or at least for me, I feel like thinking about all the memories you've created is a way of remembering the times when everything was simpler, where we used to always be happy and never really worried about anything. And fuck, I know I'm not the only one to say this, but god damn I miss those days. See, from what I've said about this feeling, it's spread along to so many people, and so many of them can relate to each other. This feeling itself is why I've talked to so many retro gamers, is because we can all relate on the feeling. There are a bunch of communities dedicated to nostalgia as well, and I've seen so many videos compiled with what I remember from my childhood, and it honestly brings on this very bittersweet feeling. Liminal Spaces nearly have this feeling as well. See, the reason I've been making horror content a lot more is that it brings back a feeling from when I was younger, listening to creepypastas, hunting for Slender Man, and trying to convince my friends that he's real. Making up our little campfire stories, and literally just playing video games. I remember playing Ocarina of Time, and it was a fantastic game. In the video titled Why I Find Video Games So Unnerving, this is why I made it, because back in the day when I played Ocarina of Time, the graphics were very old but also great for their time. The game honestly brought a very creepy feeling along with it. The enemies in it were so creepy and eerie looking. I remember Skulltula, I think that's how you say it, or Dead Hand. He was nearly the scariest, but the last thing I found horrifying about this game was the mummies. Another thing I want to mention is how fucking creepy that soundtrack is. Take a listen to this. It's fucking horrifying, but the way they made this was perfect. Then I remember going to listen to more creepypastas, and I found Ben Drowned. After that, I begged my mom to buy me it, and the next day she did. And I played the fuck out of it. I spent so many hours grinding it and just making up my own theories. I remember how intense it was to look at the moon, and just spending hours upon hours getting spooked. I remember that fucking owl from Ocarina of Time, and how eerie he was. I remember playing Minecraft, listening to the Herobrine story and trying to summon him, and also watching all the sightings of Herobrine. And it's not only that, I remember recording stupid videos of me and my friends, and the channel is still up to this day. And going back to the channel just warms my heart. To me, and the reason I created this video, I find nostalgia so fucking fantastic. It's like a feeling you barely feel, you know? It's like it's almost rare. It's like a feeling you haven't felt since you were a kid. And it really makes you fucking miss your childhood. As I said before, it's almost like a longing for home, which is a place maybe you haven't seen in a while. Maybe you have your own house, maybe you moved away somewhere. Home to me is like waking up early and having your mom make breakfast, and while you wait you played Mario 64. Home is like staying up late trying to understand the new Skate 3 glitch. Home to me is like that feeling of getting off the school bus, running inside to play the new Minecraft update, and so on. And when you feel nostalgia, you do really begin to miss those times, when life was truly okay and everything felt so happy and simple. It's almost like a homesick kind of feeling, and it always brings back the good memories. I remember playing games and recording it with a fucking phone and a cup. not knowing how to use game recorders, so I just went with that when I wanted to record anything. I remember when I was younger, I didn't give a fuck about what I posted, so I just posted whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. I didn't know what was cringy and what wasn't, so I just did whatever. These were such simpler times, and oh man, how much I miss them. Recently, I played through Ocarina of Time, reminiscing about the old times of how I would play this game with my sister, and it makes me smile. It reminds me of how much I used to rely on her. But considering she was older than me, she moved out, and honestly, me and her haven't been that close since then. Honestly, we don't really even talk anymore. I haven't talked to her in nearly a year and have no ability to. It also reminded me of how I used to bug my brother to show me what to do in it. At the time, I didn't really think we had that much in common because I was the youngest. But now I realize we have so much in common, and it makes me so happy to hang out with him and talk about shit we've experienced in games and just talking about whatever is on our minds. But thinking about everything that I did when I was younger and just staying up, playing this game, getting spooked out of my fucking mind, just made me break down and start crying. It was like a mix of happy and sad, and I can't really explain how it felt. See, for me, nostalgia is almost euphoric, but also the opposite at the same time, and it can make you think about so much. You really don't know whether to cry or smile, and thinking about how I was when I was younger makes me realize why I'm so invested in horror-related stuff now, and it will always stick by me, cause making these videos reminds me of the good old days, of me staying up late and listening to creepypastas. Hey everyone, just wanted to say thanks for watching this video, and if you want to, you should hit the like button and subscribe because it genuinely really helps. Otherwise, you don't really need to, it's not a big fucking deal. But besides that, I just wanted to say you should check out my horror playlist and join the Discord linked in the description. But with that out of the way, I can't word fucking hell. But with that out of the way, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Cheers everyone.